allies. Friends and I allies.
What's up, YouTube? So, haven't done a pickups in like a month. I've just been, I don't know, kind of slacking on making vids. But I think I got some pretty good stuff to show you. I picked up some comics, but I'm going to just show those comics after I show all this. Like, I'm going to show it separately, kind of like with me holding the camera just to show you guys. But right now, I'm just going to show you games and stuff. Before I show the games, I copped pretty much 150 Muscle Men at a thrift. Like, some colored, some flesh colored. I already had like a good 50 of them at home. And, you know, counting them, I ended up having a couple of doubles. I ended up selling my doubles for like 20 bucks, but I ended up getting like 150 for like $9. There's like 230 something for the whole set, so I have like around 175 altogether. So, I mean, I got like 60 more if I want to get the whole set, but I'm not too pressed. I'm just glad I got a whole bunch of Muscle Men, because this is like this stuff, man. I used to grow up playing Muscle Men and stuff. And they're cool. I like them. So let me just show you some games. Okay, I got one Sega CD game, Sonic CD. I had the disc, but I ended up just buying the case by itself because I didn't have the case, and I really wanted the case because this is one of my favorite Sega CD games. It's not too many Sega CD games I actually like. I know a lot of people say there's some gems in it, which I understand. There are probably some real hidden gems, but overall, I think the Sega CD really isn't that great. But this is actually one of the few games that I personally think is like one of the best. I got one PS1 game, Contra: Legacy of War. I know there's like Contra Adventure for PS1. To be honest with you, this game sucks. This game is hard as shit too. Like, this game is nothing like the Contra you really grew up to know, I guess. If you guys saw my thrift trip video, I've copped some PS2 games, all for $1 each. And these are all, like, honestly, I think just one or two of them or I think just one of them isn't that great of a shape, but the rest are like in mint, complete with manual. So all these were $1. First one is Time Crisis: Crisis Zone. Resident Evil 4. This is a black label. I'm guessing there was like a greatest hits version, right? I don't know. I didn't even know this even existed. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Angel of Darkness. Like, I lost track of Tomb Raider after the first 3. Like, I don't even... Does this bitch even raid tombs anymore? It doesn't even look like she's like in a mansion or something. Like, I don't know. The Simpsons Skateboarding. I probably would have never bought this if it wasn't for $1. Like, I wouldn't pay no more than $1 for this game. I didn't know this existed, but this was cool to find. Defender. I found Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is like my 5th time finding this game. I always find it for Xbox. This is my first time finding it for PS2 though. I don't think it's as expensive as Xbox version. And then I got The Getaway, which honestly I have found at the thrift, but I just didn't want to pay the $3. Since I found it for $1, I'll cop it. Why not? I got 2 Virtual Boy games. Galactic Pinball and Teleroboxer. Teleroboxer is still sealed. I mean, that really wasn't my intention to go out for a sealed copy, but believe it or not, I paid... This was cheaper than all the other opened ones on eBay. So I was I wasn't going to pay no more than $15 for this. This was like $15 free shipping, and it was sealed. You know, I have bid on this game like a couple of times, and it's gone up to like $20, $25. And I was like, man, fuck. And then I found a sealed one for like, it was like $15 free shipping, and I won it. So I probably won't open it. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not really too pressed to play it. But I have 6 Virtual Boy games. I just need 8 more to have the whole set. So I'm slowly getting them. I'll get one like, I don't know, 2 every month or something. 2 N64 games: San Francisco Rush, Extreme Racing, and Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. Yeah, I got those too. Oh yeah, here we go. One Super Nintendo game. I rented this as a kid back in. Actually, not me. My friend rented it back in the day. We used to play it when it first released. I gotta go back and play it. I haven't played it since. But that is Lethal Weapon 3. Well, not 3. Sorry, just Lethal Weapon. I'm sorry. I'm used to this being 3 because I think the cover is from the movie part 3. But yeah, I got Lethal Weapon. Show you some Genesis games I caught. Pretty sweet games, I think. First one, Complete, Wonder Boy, and Monster World. General Chaos. Captain America and the Avengers. I actually have it for Super Nintendo. It's funny because the cover is the same as the Super Nintendo, but for Super Nintendo it's painted more realistically, and this is just straight up old school comic book drawing. Ballast 3. Mega Turrican. I've been wanting that for a while. And I got Splatterhouse 2. All I need is Splatterhouse 3, and I'll have the first 3. I got the other one for TurboGrafx. This is like one of my favorite covers for the Genesis. It's just so colorful, so tight. So yeah, I wanted these games for a while, man. I specifically looked out for them. So okay, I'll show you the NES, and then I'll end with the Sega Saturn. I got some pretty good NES titles too. Not that many. Not as many as I used to cop. First one, Mag Max. This is boxed and complete. This is in really good shape. I got Predator with Arnold as the same pose as the Contra cover. So, I only got 3 more. Ghosts and Goblins. So that was pretty cool to own. Finally, like it took me a while to get that. These last 2 I pretty much been wanting on my list for a while, so I specifically looked out for them. Yeah, so finally got me boxed and complete copy of Bomberman. Wanting that for a while. I didn't know Bomberman was even on the NES until a couple years ago. First time I ever played Bomberman was on the TurboGrafx. First time I had ever heard of him was Bomberman 93. Back in 1993 is the first time I ever heard of him. My friend had a TurboGrafx, and that's what we played. So I figured Bomberman was just like a Hudson, like a NEC TurboGrafx game, but I've done my research and I didn't know Bomberman was on the NES. So had the cop. And the last game, which is like an underrated, not too many people talk about this game, but I think this game is dope. Kickmaster. Colorful ass box, dude. So this, if you don't know about this game, it's kind of like Castlevania. In my opinion, it plays like Castlevania, but it's like you just kick pretty much because you're a kickmaster. I don't know. It's pretty. So it's like a side-scrolling platformer, beat 'em up. Like I don't know. I guess. This game I was lucky to get for mad cheap because I was on one late at night. It was like 2 in the morning. I was just browsing eBay and I was just looking at some games that were about to end, and this came up, and this was like at $14 with like 10 minutes left in the box, and I was like, "Are you serious?" So I waited 10 minutes and I won this. So it was, I got this for $20. Now to a lot of people that's a lot, but for Kickmaster, like. This game, I've seen this game go for $70, dude. I've seen it go for 50, 60, 70. I think the cheapest I ever seen it go was like 40 something. But I was lucky enough to get it for 20. So this was out of the blue. This was like a, an instant buy. Like I wasn't even planning on buying this, but I just saw it and I had to get it because I've been wanting this game for a while. This game looks dope. All right, last games. Sega Saturn. All right. Whew. So let's start off by showing you Christmas Nights. I finally got me a copy of Christmas Nights. I forgot how much I paid for this. This was cheap. I got it for I think I got this for like $15 or something. I don't know. I thought it would go for like 30 or $40, but I got it for 15 or something like that. So this was finally good to have because I love Knights. Knights is like one of my favorite Sega Saturn games. I got this for like $15, free shipping. I own all these games, but I wanted it like this because it's kind of like a semi-box style, and I want all the boxes. This is like the not for resale, the 3-in-1 package game. So Virtual Fighter 2, Virtual Cop, and Daytona USA. This is sealed. This isn't opened at all, and I'm not planning on opening it because I already have all the other games. I have all these games that come with it. I just want it because it was the box version, and so I'll just keep it sealed. Now this was, if I remember correctly, back in the day when like around Christmas time, you know, PS1 and Sega Saturn were going head to head. Saturn needed to sell units, so in order for them to sell units, they figured they like packaged it in with the Saturn. So this came with the Saturn, I think, from what I remember. So all 3 of these, I don't know. But yeah, I got it sealed. I wasn't planning on opening it anyway. As for the rest of the games, let's see. I had Virtual Cop, but I didn't have it in a long box. I just had it like in a regular little sleeve. But I wanted to get the big box version, so I got Virtual Cop. Big box version, so I got the first 2. I know there's like gun box versions of it, but I don't know if I'll ever get those. I ended up getting Clockwork Knight 2, which now I have both Clockwork Knights for the Saturn. Wanted that for a while. Yeah, I just wanted to beef up my Saturn collection because I felt like it wasn't that strong. Got the first Panzer Dragoon. Now I got the first 2. Of course, I'll probably wait to get Saga as like the last game for the Saturn for me because it's so expensive. I got Battle Monsters. I already had the game. Vulgar Screams, he was a YouTuber a while back, gave it to me for free, but he just gave me the disc, and I wanted the case, so I ended up buying the whole game completely again for mad cheap, so now I got a double. The game that, the disc that actually came with the case was atrocious. The game was scratched like shit, so I kept the original one that Vulgar Screams gave me, along with the case. The last 2 games, now these are games that beefed up my collection a little bit, I guess you could say. I actually had this game for PS1, but I sold it because I didn't have the back insert to the case, and I didn't really want it. I was like, whatever, I just sold it anyways. But I ended up getting it for the Saturn, which is probably better for the Saturn in my opinion. Marvel Superheroes. It's just a fighting game. Pretty dope. Sprites are awesome. This is like great condition. Awesome condition. And the last game I got, I wasn't expecting to get it for so cheap. I think this game has actually gone down in price because I've seen it go for well over like, I've seen it go for over $150, but I definitely didn't pay. I paid under $100. So actually, no. What's funny is I bid it on this game. I lost. Some guy overbidded me, and then a couple of days later, I got a second chance offer with the original price that I put, and I was like, alright, I bought it because it was under $100. So that is Burning Rangers. The game's not bad. You're like a futuristic firefighter and just all that. It's alright. I played a lot. I played a little bit of it. It's cool. I'll probably get into a little bit more, just beat it, but I wanted that in my collection. I remember back in middle school when the Saturn was kind of dying, like around 1998, there was ads in the video game magazines. It was Burning Rangers, Panzer Dragoon Saga, and Sonic R. Those 3 games had ads that looked very similar to each other. So there was like a picture, and then the side had a border and it had the game. I don't remember what the ad was, but I remember these 3 games. So I remember Burning Rangers vividly when it first released, and Panzer Dragoon Saga and Sonic R. Those were the 3 games I wanted because those were like kind of like the last 3 games that Saturn really put out like that. I just remember the ads because it was kind of like their last push for the Saturn. But yeah, finally got me some Burning Rangers, dude. So those are all the games. So now I will show you the comics that I copped. I showed probably the more better ones on my thrift trip video, but I'll show those again for you that didn't watch it, as well as some more vintage comics that I picked up. But anyways, guys, I'll show you that next. Peace. Alright guys, so these are the comics that I found at the thrift. So all these comics I found for $1. Some of them are pretty good. Found some Spider-Man, Hulk, Daredevil, Captain America. So I'll just go through these really quick. I found Amazing Spider-Man 243, 235, I don't know. I haven't read any of these yet. These are some of the Hulk ones I got. I'll just show you the covers. 244, 245, 316. That's pretty cool. 418, 369, 397, 368, 319. I remember seeing this cover a while back. I don't know if this is a key issue or something, but it's something I remember. Alright, 318, 317, 406. I used to have this one as a kid. I don't know what happened to it. 315, 346, 314, 379, 378. I got some Captain Americas now. Those were all the Hulks. 251, 248, Dragon Man. I don't know, it looks pretty stupid. And the rest, Captain America. This one's, I think this is a Frank Miller one. 241, Powerless Before the Punisher. Cap smashes through. 250. These are all in really good shape too. And these are pretty much all from 1980. 254. I only got 2 Thor issues. These are 2 that I needed. I had the rest that were like, you know, close to them. These were 2 that were like, I don't know, by themselves that I just needed to fill up a gap. Now the majority of the rest is just Daredevil. So I got a lot of Frank Miller ones, which is pretty cool. 165, which I think is my oldest Daredevil issue now. 203, 226, 227, 229, 231, 232. Let me try to get the other ones. Sorry. Alright. 233. 236. What is this? 256. Typhoid Mary. 260. This is like a thick issue, giant size, spectacular. 267. 269, 230, 170, 169. This is a cool cover. Oh yeah, I found Nova #1. If you've seen my thrift trip, then I mentioned these last 3 comics. This is his first appearance. So this is a cool find. I found the first appearance of Elektra, 168. I was really happy to find that. I was not expecting to find an issue like that for $1 at a thrift. So that was cool. And the last comic I found was The Killing Joke. I found The Killing Joke before, but the one I found a while back was a 3rd print, but this was actually a 1st print. So yeah, I found the 1st print and it's in awesome shape for $1. So not much of a DC guy, but I know this is pretty much, this is kind of like a key comic right here. I have met Brian Bolin like at a Comic-Con, but I just, now that I have this, if I see him at the Comic-Con again, I just may get this signed by him just to have it signed. Yeah, when it comes to DC comics, I don't collect them, but I'll buy the key stuff. But that's about it. So those are all the comics, guys. once again, appreciate you watching. Peace.